Shout out to G-Man Boxing.
Florian Marku, the Albanian king. That's what I'm going to call him. Now, he's a fighter I've seen for a while, but his last performance on the AJ Usyk undercard, it got me kind of thinking. And I said I'd do a video on it because Marku is a fighter I've seen, as I said, I've seen for a while. And originally when I seen him, I didn't think much of him. I just kind of looked. Now, it was bizarre because I was looking at a guy in a 6 rounder in York Hall and the place was just, loads of people. I was like, what the hell's going on with this guy? But I didn't see much. And then when I saw him against that guy, Jamie Stewart, at the end of last year, now he won the fight, clearly. He just didn't get the decision. It was a draw. The commentators were saying, look at the head movement of Marku. Look at what he's doing. He's ready for world titles now. And I forget who it was. It might have been Chris Mannix. And I was like, what? What are you watching? The head movement is okay. His punch selection is decent. But he's switching off repeatedly. The guy, James Stewart, was opening up on him at times. And I was like, no. This guy is worlds away from world titles. Jesus, that's going extreme. Now, in my opinion, he won the fight. He didn't get the decision. He got a draw. But since then, you might argue that the draw was probably a good thing, a blessing in disguise. I'll tell you why. Because his next fight was against Ryland Charlton. Now, I picked Marku to win that fight. I remember a lot of people at the time were talking about Ryland Charlton is going to win. He's going to beat Florian Marku because look at what he did against Joe Laws. And I remember at the time saying, beating Joe Laws is like winning the egg and spoon race in school. You've literally done nothing because he's garbage. No disrespect, but he is. If he watches this video, what can I say? I've seen enough to know what I'm looking for. So I said, right, Ryan Charlton beat Joe Laws, right, grand, When I was 12, I got 12 out of 12 in a spelling test. I spelled Mississippi with 2 S's. I was the only lad to do it. Same thing, basically. So in that fight, Marku went in as kind of, some people were picking against him. I thought he'd win. And in that fight, he showed that he can box. He showed that he can jab. His jab is fast-ish. It's not the fastest jab I've ever seen, but it's got a lot of snap on it. It doesn't have brute force. It's not a punishing jab, but it's fast and snappy. Now, the only complaint I had in that fight was, again, switched off. He ended up getting dropped. But he boxed better than I've seen him before. Then he fights Maxime Prodan. It was meant to happen on Fight Camp, didn't happen on AJ Usyk. And in that fight, albeit it was split decision, now me personally, I didn't feel it was split. I was very surprised, even more surprised by the wide scorecard. But what I saw from Marku in that fight led me to believe that actually we've got ourselves a potential, and I say potential because I need to see how he looks in his next fight in November. But we potentially might have ourselves a bit of a, what's the word, diamond in the rough, do you want to call it? Because lately I've been looking at him and seeing his boxing and seeing how much improved he is. And I'm thinking if he keeps on this road, maybe, him against Conor Benn is a very interesting fight. At this stage right now, I would lean towards Marku winning that fight. Truth be told, I would. I think that Marku, he needs to not switch off and get caught because he's done that several times, and that's something that he needs to address. And some people could say, everyone gets caught at some stage in a fight. Yes, they do. It does happen. But with Marku, it's a real case of he really does just kind of go into flight mode. It's like someone put him on that mode by mistake, and it's a good bang. And he's, I shouldn't have been in that. Okay, back to business. He doesn't need to do that. Because you can get away with it to a certain level. When you go up the levels, that's when it becomes an issue. Don't do that. There's some big punter. David Avanesian, don't do it against him. He'll take your head off. Against Conor Benn, which is a fight I wouldn't mind seeing, I'd quite like to see it. I think that he has a good chance in that fight. As I said, if he keeps improving the way he does, he will cause people some problems. An issue it's not an issue, I suppose, but a worry for Marku is that he is starting to show signs of struggling to make the weight. I believe he missed weight at the first attempt on the Prodan fight, and he's fighting IBF eliminators, which It's known for this 10-pound rehydration the morning of the fight. So you can't really just pack it all on. You have to be very careful with that. So if you are struggling, they'll find you out. So, and Marku strikes me as someone very heavily muscled, so those muscles, they carry extra weight. Muscle weighs more than fat. So we'll see how long he can make 147. I think at 147 it's his best. That's a preferred weight for me for Marku. I like him at that way. I think he's good. I think he's solid, as long as he's making it comfortably. If he can make it comfortably and he keeps improving the way I've seen him improve, we could be onto something here. I'd be interested to know what everyone in the comment section thinks of Florian Marku. Am I giving him too much credit? I don't believe personally I am. I think when I see a fighter who's improved, a bit like Conor Benn, Marku had a better background going into the sport. He kickboxed and stuff, so he was a lot more ready than Conor Benn was. But a similar kind of story. Ben didn't look like much originally. Few shaky performances, goes from strength to strength to strength. I'm seeing the same at Marku. He's going from strength to strength to strength, and I'm very interested to see his progression and to see where he ends up. So I'm just doing that video, quick short video. Let me know what you guys think, because I feel as though this guy is definitely, there's a talent in there. How far can that talent go? Remains to be seen. Could he get to world level? It's conceivable if he keeps improving. If he shows, he's shown decent punching power, it's definitely conceivable. He needs to tighten up the defense though. That's one thing I will say. Let me know your thoughts. Where do you think Marku's ceiling is? Do you think that I'm overselling, that I'm giving him too much credit? Or do you think that actually, no, you're underselling Marku, G. This guy is legit. Give it a year, 2 years, he's fighting for world titles. He's winning world titles. Let me know in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, if you could, smash the like button. If you haven't already, subscribe, of course. I'll talk to you people. Peace.